comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now?
What's up, Back to the Basic podcast listeners? We apologize for taking so long, but we've got a good one for you this time. Since our last episode, it's been a little while, and this one was just we're really excited about. This one's about mentorship. For me personally, I'm going to be speaking with a friend of mine that's been a mentor of mine in podcasting, and he's going to talk about the importance of mentorships to be able to help him create a successful podcast, and he and his organization, Burnt Phone Marketing, and what they've been able to do with podcasts and talking to mentors. Really excited about you hearing about that from Eric Sablan, and then we're going to listen to Hindu talk to one of his mentors, his financial mentors, and really excited about hearing that one. So buckle up and enjoy the ride.
I'm Teresa Quinn.
And I'm Trey Kirkland.
And we are the best little housekeepers in town. We have been serving the upstate of South Carolina since 1992. What started as a small family business has turned into 27 years of amazing service for the upstate.
Our ladies strive to take care of your cleaning needs as if it were their own houses.
So, when your house is a mess, time to contact the best little housekeepers, that is.
Welcome back to the Basics. We're super excited to actually have our first ever guest on the show. Hindu and I, we're talking about going more into this direction too of looking at the basics of business and growing the basics of not just business of anything, like that you want to work on. And so the guy that I'm bringing on is actually a mentor to me. We're talking about mentors and leadership, and the reason why he just laughed. I don't know if you heard him, but what I mean, he's a mentor. He's created an amazing podcast, created a massive organization there. And we met each other through the network marketing industry, through a travel company we were a part of, and I was actually training at an event. That's how we met up in Alaska, right? Alaska or Hawaii, because I went back to back places there. Alaska, yeah. And so I literally within a month went to Alaska, flew back to South Carolina, and flew back to Hawaii, and so. Within 3 weeks, so that time frame is like which one, but Eric, he's just created a massive organization. He's creating leaderships and helping people not only be successful in network marketing across many venues. And I've been listening to his podcast since he asked me to come and speak on his, and I wanted to come on mine because on ours because. He knows the deal, man. You should see all the stuff, Burnt Marketing podcast. And just for me, like I said, Eric, man, you've been a mentor to me just across the board with this, because I've been kind of copying you, looking at you and your advertisements of the podcast I'm coming on. I was really appreciate that. And then looking at you with the microphone and all this stuff too. So Eric Sablan, why don't you just introduce yourself to Back to the Basic world?
Well, what's going on, Back to the Basic world? Super excited to be here. Like Trey said, we met in network marketing. Like we were both in the same company, but we were a sideline. So we weren't even in the same team. But Trey, being the person that he is, he always has that big heart and always goes to help you and help the people inside that network. And what was great about what Trey said, he's like. One thing that I remember he said, he's like, this is the deal. Like, I'm here to help you guys, but just know if you're not exposing people, I'm going to expose people. So just know that I'm here to help you guys, but I'm also here to build and recruit. I'm also here to build a business. So that was one of the biggest nuggets that I pulled from him. And, we just stayed connected for a long time. Like, I mean, this was a couple of years ago. We just literally stayed connected. Every time we went to an event, I was always like, "What's up, Trey?" And we would always chat and talk. But like just recently, in the last year, I launched my own coaching program, launched a podcast. We're hitting we'll be hitting 100 episodes in the next. I think it's on May 27th. I'll be launching my 100th episode, and I've been doing that for
100.
So 100 episodes and literally, he says, the mic and everything, but literally it didn't start off this way. Like I had this little tiny mic, and I'm going to show you guys. I had this little tiny mic that I used and I walked around with my iPad and literally interviewed people. And that was just the super cool thing. So, I like to tell people this. I'm a C student on a good day. Like, I only finished school because I wanted to play hockey. So if a guy like me can build a six-figure coaching business with three other guys that we've never met before, all of you guys, if you just go into it and do and finish. That's one thing that I'd say is a lot of people go and they try, but they never finish. Like, it's finished, it's complete. And that's the thing. Like, your goals got to be gigantic and big so you can finish the job. A finished job is always better than, half measures. You only get half, you don't get anything. But like, finishing is where it's at. And like, it doesn't have to be this great studio, it doesn't have to be this great thing. Just start and then finish. So
Wow. See, Adam interrupted there, that fires me up because you're right. And, I own a couple of businesses, and one of them is a house cleaning service. And having employees, just, people, it's not a job profession that you go out to clean houses that you go to school for or anything like that, but you and I talked on your podcast, just taking pride in everything you do. And I don't care if you are working at McDonald's or if you're, taking orders or you're taking trash out. So be the best person at that. And what happens is what you just said there, people always want to start, but they never want to finish, man. And so, and that's why they wonder why they don't win, that's why they don't win, because they're never finishing. And I've seen people jump from network marketing companies, and they're like, oh, I got to find the right one. No, it's not the product. It's you, like in that company you just left, there were people making 6-7 figures, something about you just got to finish because, that's why it's, another thing I want to mention too about not only the podcast, but your whole coaching system you're doing. Like, last time I talked to you, just said y'all had a sold out events, and let me ask you this, along the way you showed your starting point, where you came from, and along the way, what have mentors meant to you and your success, not just in network marketing, but along the way in your current venture, your training, and maybe talk about some of those mentors to us.
So mentorship is what changed our business 100%. So when we started off, we had delusions of grandeur. We're going to build this program, we're going to do this. And we actually launched a program. We sold beta, and it was $497. Be it we were selling a course for $37. Like, that was our course. Our course was how to create leads and close deals on Facebook using your Facebook profile. Then we enhanced it with some things, and we sold it for $497. And what was crazy was we literally had 10 people, actually 8 people, that came in and bought. We only wanted to do 5. They literally bought right away because we'd created this Facebook group. We created some influence inside these groups, and we did that. And we decided to do like one-on-one coaching every day, and that is crazy. Never, ever, 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 ever do one-on-one, because you can't scale that. So we took every dollar that we made from that program, and I found a guy on the internet, and we bought his program for $47. Now you guys are like, well, $47 isn't bad. We got on a sales call with them, and they upsold us to $7,800. And after we did that, we literally created a business, and then we decided, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We did a 5-day challenge, and in one weekend, in 3 days, we did $50,000. 3 guys that never met each other, because we had coaching, because we had framework, because we understood and modeled what they were teaching that already worked. We went from 0 to just under $150,000 in revenue in less than 360 days. And that's revenue. So, and when I say revenue, it's like, there's big ring earners, but this business is our business. We have our own LLC, it's our business. So if you think about it, I like to tell my clients, this is like, my goal is to help you bring your own register, not somebody else's register. So 99% of that, actually 97% of that revenue is profit, less whatever your expenses are and how much you're going to pay yourself. So it smokes any type of like, it's your own business, which makes a total difference. Like there's just a mindset change when you're like truly an entrepreneur. Not taking anything away from like a network marketing being an entrepreneur, but literally when you run from front to back and you're processing credit cards and you're doing all this and you're creating contracts and you're doing all this, it is a big, it's crazy. And really what I'd say is,
and you know what? Yeah, I was gonna say that you were saying it costs you not much at all to jump on that the training to meet mentor and talk to the person, and then you said they upsold you the second sale. Grant Cardone calls it, right?
Yeah,
For $7,800. Is that right? Okay, but here's the thing. See, most people's, like I know with the company we were part of, it was what, $50 to start the business and $50 a month to do the business side of network marketing. And you're talking about entrepreneurship. That what I love about network marketing is that it allows everybody a chance to be an entrepreneur at a low cost. See, $7,800, like my house cleaning service costs $10,000, to start it. And so people don't understand that, now it costs $20,000 a month to run it, and so before we even see profit. And so, but here's what was powerful. You guys could have said, wait a minute, we just got on here, they upsold us this, because that's a negative thought. They would have been saying, they're just trying to charge money, get money off of us. But you knew the value, and what you invest in yourself is going to come back out tenfold. And it wasn't what it's going to cost you guys, it was what it was going to cost you if you didn't do it. And so many broke mindsets, they think that way. How many people probably jumped on that same audio or call that you were on and said, I just paid $49. I'm not paying, they're crazy, I'm not paying $700-800. And then now they're still struggling. But listen to the output of the business. $700-800 brought you a multiple six-figure business, and it's still growing, that's 99% profitable, and so that's amazing. And imagine if you didn't get that mentorship right there too. And I know along the way, that's even before what you're currently doing. I'm sure you got that through mentors throughout being an entrepreneur yourself, with network marketing and other businesses too. So kind of elaborate more on that too, because that's pretty awesome.
Well, this is what I tell you. There's a lot of things going on with high ticket coaching out there, and getting into high ticket masterminds and rubbing, like we always say, you're the average of the 5 people you hang around with. And I would totally suggest, like, here's what I'd say. Before I got coaching, before I got high ticket coaching, my mindset was, I just need to make 3,000. I just need to make 6,000. I just need to make this. When I got coaching and I understood exactly how to take a client from where they're going in that journey, the goal is 100K months. Like, it expanded everything. So $7,800 expanded me from, how about we just make a couple $1,000s a month to, I know we can make 100K in 1 month. And the way that we can do that is help more people solve bigger problems. And that was the craziest thing. Like, and I had been in mentorship for a while. Like I'd gone to all the events, just like you guys. I was an event junkie. I would go to the events, I would learn, I would go to the events, I would learn, I would go to the events, and I would learn. But I never had that community of coaches that had that, where you could have like a one-on-one call, where you could have, not so much, it's more of a group call, where you could have a group call and you could ask other people and get surrounded by other mentors that are doing exactly what you're doing. And I'll tell you right now, a community of successful people really will help you expand your, number one, your business, your network, the people you're talking to, the mindset you're having. Like, there's no crab mentality inside these networks. Like, they're so out there to help you succeed. That's how we've got so many, that's how I got so many more podcast interviews. It's like, you leverage out the network. And one thing that I always say is, I always tell my clients is, leverage, give up equity for leverage. Like I have our partner, we have 3 partners in our business, and we all stay in our zone of genius. Like I do some marketing, but I do a lot more training, and then I do a lot more back end stuff. David does, David's one of the other partners, and he does all of like the back end and future casting and all of that stuff. And then Fabian's like the mouthpiece. He's the one that's always doing the trainings. He's the one that's always doing sales and marketing. But we stay in our zone of genius, and there's some overlap, but we stay in our zone of genius. And I'll tell you what, when you know that this is the job you need to do, and this is the job they need to do, and this is the job they need to do, the Alabama coach, the most winningest coach in football, says, you put the bus in the right direction, you put the right people on the bus, you put the right people on the right seats on the bus, and what do? People that don't need to be on the bus, you kick them off the bus. There's only 4 things. Keep them on the bus, tell them where they're going, put them in the right seats, kick the people that aren't working off the bus. And that right there will expand your business and your mindset beyond wherever you're at right now, for sure.
Wow, man, so many nuggets there, and you're right. It expanded your mindset. Once you expand your mind, it can never go back. You can't think any different. You expanded from. I hope people really wrote this down and got this. I love how you talked about it expanded you. Y'all were thinking about maybe a couple thousand per month, to where you expanded to say, no, why can't we go to 100K per month? And then once you get there, it's going to expand to, why can't we do $1 million a month? And so and that's powerful, brother, and that's all the power of mentorship. I appreciate you. And here's what I want to do. Here's what I want to flip on you, because you did the same thing to me. Okay, I hope I won't sound as good as you at this. Hopefully I can. And so, but you asked me a question as I left, so I'm gonna ask you that too as we leave here too. And so let's say here you are, you made it, you're on the stage, and you know what I'm asking you, don't you?
I know what you're asking me.
And you just spoke to 30,000 people at this event in a takeover of Disney World or something, right? And so, and as you're leaving, people all over the world heard you speak. What's one thing you want that you want everybody to leave to remember you?
So there's one that I always like to tell people. Actually, I'm going to give you 2. This is not mine. This is one of my mentors. Imperfect action, B+ work changes lives. But here's what I want to tell you, everybody. Like, that's just go take an action step. B+ work changes lives. It doesn't have to be perfect. It has to be done. And then here's what I tell everybody. And this is the one that I want you to walk home. This is the one that when you're on that long walk, when you're in deep thought, when you're thinking about yourself, when you're thinking about, where is my life all about? I want you to think about this saying. Because a lot of you guys are in sales, a lot of you guys are in network marketing, a lot of you guys are in going back to basics, you're entrepreneurs. Relationships over transactions always wins. So create the relationship over the transaction, and everybody wins.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm still on that one. I'll give you credit the first time, but then I'm still then I'll say it's mine. Because it's the truth. I mean, and I tell people, the company we built together up so big, what made it? Other companies have tried to come on and copy it, even try to buy it out. And I'm like, look, you can't buy something that you can't buy people. You can buy a product, you can buy a name, but you can't buy a culture. And so, but you're 100% right. People don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. And so, and you hit that right on the head there. And so also, as we head out, I want you to just kind of go ahead and let back to the basics. A family out there, let them know where they can find you, where they can listen to you, plug yourself, and then we'll head on out.
All right, cool. Well, thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys for sticking around this long, and it's an honor to be on the Back to the Basics podcast. I'm super excited. If you guys want to listen a little bit more, so here's what I know. I don't know everything, and I know that if I bring on smarter, better people onto my podcast and ask them smarter, better questions, then my audience is going to get smarter, better answers. I always tell people this. It's not ask better questions. It's not ask better questions, get better answers. It's ask better questions to the right people to get better answers. So I just bring people on that I know, I like, I trust, that they can provide value to my audience. And you just come to www.burntphonemarketing.com, and there's a link that'll give you to my latest episode. And if you want to like work with me, or you want to like reach out to me or be on the podcast, there's a little button on the bottom that says message me. And I do automation through Facebook Messenger. So I'm a messenger marketing specialist. So just reach out to me and we can set up an appointment. Here's the deal. I learned this. If I can help you, I'll help you. If I can't help you, I will turn you to someone that will help you. It's all about being the connector in the marketing network marketing space. You don't have to sell what you have if you know you can't help them where they are now. Always meet them where they are now. So that's what I'd say. Find me on Facebook. I'm under Eric Sablan. I'm on Eric Sablan. And then if you want to come check out my podcast, go to www.burntphonemarketing.com.
You heard it. I'm going to put that link up on here. You should be at the bottom right now. Everybody's checking it out. Okay. And thank you so much, brother. Like I said, I know we'll be doing some more of this together in the future too. And I wish you all the best, all success across the board for you and Burnt Phone Marketing. And so appreciate you. Hey, back to the basics. We'll be back here in just a minute. We've got this quick break.
Thank you. It was a pleasure being here.
You either have a plan to win or a plan to lose. If you don't have a plan at all, you're actually planning to fail. Begin with the end in mind. At Legacy Life Co., we help families begin their legacy today. All right, guys, welcome back to the Basics podcast. On this podcast, we're talking about mentorship, and I found no better opportunity to bring on one of my mentors and just kind of introduce him to the group here. Andy Albright is the founder, CEO of the Alliance. Him and his wife, Jane, they live on Treasure Island down in Florida. They've got 2 beautiful kids. He's a best-selling author. He's an international speaker. But more importantly, he is the master at doing the basics. And what I've been able to find out is that you've got to surround yourself with people that can take you to the next level. And I've been very fortunate in being diligent and being intentional about making sure that I'm surrounding myself with the right people. And as your circle grows, so does your comfort zone, so does your wealth zone. And I've been very, very blessed. I'm just thankful for God every single day for having Andy in my life. And so I actually have Andy on the phone here today. Andy, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Hindu. I appreciate the invite, man. I appreciate the opportunity to share.
Well, man, I do. So I know you're super, super busy. You were telling me about, you stepped out of a breakfast with just a group of amazing people. So I don't want to hold you from that at all. But for the group, if you could just do this one thing for me, and this is kind of what I wanted you to bring to the table. Like, I literally have your success coin in my hand. I look up to you. I respect you. I'm so thankful that my family has an opportunity to grow with you. But for the group, if you could just define what mentorship means to you and how you actually utilize that tool in your life, I would appreciate it.
Brother, you done touched on one of my favorite subjects in the world, helping somebody else. Dude, I get cold chills just saying that. Helping somebody else. Walking hand in hand with somebody else. The way I look at it, Hindu, is if you're taking a step toward your desired results, you're a smart guy. You're an intelligent person. You're a successful person. If you're taking a step toward it, if you step away from what you want, not so good. So as a mentor, I see myself guiding, directing, helping a person go in the steps, direction of what they want. So somebody says, hey, Andy, could you kind of point me in a direction? My first question is, where do you want to go? There's no point in me. I can't help until you tell me where you want to go. So then what I am is, I hope this analogy can come across to people, is imagine me, if I'm the baboon and up in the tree, and I can see the lions and the tigers and the bears, and I can also see the water, I can also see the paths. If I can see clearly what the dangers, pitfalls, and where the opportunities, if I can mentor a person. And the biggest thing to me, Hindu, is got to be authentic. Meaning, if you ask me about something I've never done, I'm blessed to have been married 33 years. I've never been through a marriage breakup. I've had friends that have, for whatever reason, they dealt with it, and they dealt with it. I can't mentor that. Okay, you with me? So if building a car, an engine, I can't do that. But if you say, well, Andy, I'd like to get my finances straightened out. Well, I've done that. Mine are straight. I've built a business. I've wrote a book. I know how to get the title set up. Like the things that I've done, I feel I will mentor. Does that make sense? Authentic mentorship is helping a person get what they want, and having been there, done that multiple times makes it authentic.
No, that makes perfect.
That's my high level. That's my high level, bro.
Well, that makes perfect sense. It goes back to the principle that you've got to be able to find somebody that's actually accomplished something in life that you're looking to accomplish, and to be able to attach yourself to them because that person's already been through all the pitfalls. They've hit all the potholes on that road to success. And in mentorship, when you're looking to find a mentor, you got to find somebody that, shares your same common values, has your same common goals, who's actually been there and done that. Don't try to take advice from somebody that's actually never been through or done anything that you're looking to accomplish. If they haven't done that, you shouldn't be surrounding yourself with that. Is that something like what you're saying?
God, you're spot on. And let me tell you something. Mentorship, it's never free. It's always inconvenient and it's expensive. I was on the phone for an hour with a guy named Brian Tracy. He's authored 90 books. My favorite one is Goals, How to Get Everything You Ever Wanted Faster Than Ever Thought Possible. It's been translated into 51 languages. He was talking to me about it because my success coin really comes from a lot of listening to Brian Tracy. Brian Tracy's 77 years old. He's been married 43 years. And I just cut a deal with him. I said, look, for the next 18 months, I need you access to you. So he said, all right, here's what it's going to be. It ain't free, bro. You with me?
Yes, sir.
Nothing's ever free. See, and I've made my mind up that I'm willing to find people like John Maxwell. Years Maxwell has talked in my ear. This gentleman I'm having breakfast with, Burke Hedges, author of You Inc., The Parable of the Pipeline, and about, I think, 11 other books that's been distributed helping people's lives. It's never convenient. You have to seek it out. And but I love it. I love helping you, dude. I tell you what, I was bragging on you to Burke. I was like, this guy right here, he's the real deal. Family man, his children are awesome. I was like, man, we're gonna help him. So you, as a mentor, find people that you truly relate to and desire. That's different. That's stronger than want. Desire them to succeed, brother. But it's never convenient. It's never cheap to find somebody and get them to mentor you. But hey, it's always worth it.
It's always worth it. Hey, yeah, you made that point that it's never free. And one thing that I'm taking away, and I want to make sure that I'm pointing out to our listeners right now, is that you mentor thousands of people. You've been waging the war on poverty for as long as anybody that I possibly know. You've done it at a higher level than anybody that I know personally. And I know a lot of really, really successful people that's been helping a lot of people for a long, long time, but I've never seen anybody do it at the level that you're doing it. But at the same time, you're still seeking out mentorship. You're still willing to pay the price to be able to expand your circle and to be able to get guys like Brian Tracy to speak into your life, to be able to get guys like John Maxwell to be able to speak into your life. And that is really standing out to me right now, is that you're not settling. Like, you know, not to not to edify you for the sake of edifying you, but I mean it from when you start talking about authenticity. I really do mean this. Like, I've never seen somebody that has reached the level of success that you have personally, but's willing to get in the ditches and to be able to dig with other people, to be able to help elevate them the way that you do. And you're still growing yourself. You're still daily developing to make sure that you're better, to be able to help other people. And for that, man, that just inspires me to take it to another level. And I know it does our listeners too. So I don't want to hold you up. I don't want to interrupt that breakfast anymore. But man, I appreciate you taking the time to be able to jump on the podcast, to be able to speak to our listeners today. I know that that their influence, that your influence on them is going to be greatly appreciated. Also, tell them where they can find you on social media outlets. How can they connect to you? Because I would love for nothing more for our listeners to be able to follow you, because you're somebody that I follow.
AndyAlbright.com, baby. Andy Albright, AndyAlbright.com. Yeah, brother.
Hey, I'm going to leave you with this.
I'm CEO of the Alliance. It's National Agents Alliance, or NAAleads.com. Hey, call Hindu. That's how you get in touch. He's your connection. Call Hindu. He'll hook you up with me.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm going to leave you with this right here. Hey, brother, I'm in 24/7. Are you?
You damn right, brother. This is district manager. You district manager. You damn right. I love you, buddy. I'm proud of you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Have a great day. Thanks for taking the time. Guys, right there, that just shows you that some of the most successful people, if you put in the work, if it's not free. He said it's not free, and I guarantee you it's not free. You got to put in the work. You got to show the effort. You got to be willing to bleed that blood, to shed those tears. You got to be willing to pay the price, to be able to expand your circle, to be able to surround yourself with people like Andy Albright. If you're doing that, I promise you, you're moving in the right direction. We all know that that things that are moving forward is where growth is actually happening. So what we're going to do is we're going to take another short break right here, and Trey and myself, we're going to come back to you, and we're just going to kind of collaborate, mastermind off the two people that we've had speak here today, and hopefully that you're getting some of this information and you're going to be able to apply it.
Here comes the